Right, YouTube, how you doing? I'm going to show you how to texture a gun in Blender. You've probably already seen my other videos. If you haven't, you should check them out. But this is just going to do the how to do it from start to finish with literally installing the add-ons and the stuff that you need as well. Other than Mikiro's tools, because that's not my program, I'm not going to show you how to install that. There's many videos on that on YouTube. I'll also put a link in the description to the Mikiro's website where you can download it. So to start with, we're going to need a gun that we're going to skin. So I've already been to my workshop and I've already downloaded I think it's Rev Guns. So I'm going to go to my a DayZ folder. So it's in your C program files, Steam apps, Common, and DayZ. And then in here you have a workshop folder. If you don't have this folder, I'll go properties and not properties, sorry, my bad. And this three dots up here, options, then view, and show hidden files and folders. If that doesn't work, you can do it through Steam. You play DayZ once, play DayZ, like it would launch their default launcher if you don't already use this. You go onto the mods, and then I believe when you right click it and then open folder, it comes up with this. Look, the mods are stored in the Steam Workshop cache, so and so and so on, and I understand. And then that folder will be available in your DayZ thing here. So while I'm here, actually, I'm just going to do it through here. I'm going to look for Rev Guns because this is the one that I want. So I'll right click it. I'm going to open the web page, give them a shout out. I can't open the web page, but this is the mod pack I'm using right now to test. So you right click it, open folder, I understand, close this, and it just open up the workshop folder I was already in anyway. So you're looking here for Rev Guns. I use the search feature by the way to get this, and then you find the add-ons, and it's Rev Guns here, but there's also Jeb Guns. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to copy this one. So you right click, copy. I'm going to move it to my So go back to the DayZ drive. That's my P drive. Go back to my DayZ folder, sorry. And you want to create a folder in here. I've got mine already. It's called Flanker. Or at Flanker, and it's important. It needs an at in front of it. So this is your mod folder name. So in here, you have a folder called add-ons and a folder called keys. But let me remove that because I'm not using the BMW at the minute. So keys folder will probably be empty. But I'll go to my folder. I've got my PBO in there. I'll delete this. And I'll paste whatever mods we're using on the test server in here. So we're using Rev Guns. So we've got that. I'm going to create a new folder on my desktop. Let me close all these other ones in the background. So I want to create a new folder. I'm just going to call this my work directory. Work directory. Okay, so in here, you copy this again into here. You can close this folder now because we don't need this one. So in your work directory, if you've got Mikiro's tools installed, you can just double click it and it should extract all the data into a folder with the same name as a PBO. So I let it do this thing. That's finished. So I press any key. It's closed. You can delete the PBO now from this folder. You don't need this in here anymore. So in Rev Guns, we have the config, we have the weapons, the scripts, the ammo. So I'm going to go into weapons, and I want to use the SRS A2. So you should inside, I don't know where he puts it actually. Where's the mod? SRS, here we go. So it's a P3D file. As you can see, you can't open it or anything. Well, you can if you've installed my program, but we're going to show you how to install that. So from my website, as most of my tools are, well, all my tools are on my website. So most of the tools in this video, other than Mikiro's tools, you'll be able to find on my website. But you download it, you will get P3D converter setup. So open the zip a minute, and I'll run the setup. Click more info, run. It should ask you to install it. So install, finish. That was very quick. Now if I close this folder and this one, let's go back to the work directory. I should have kept it open so I have to find the actual weapon again. So actually I know what I will do. I'll get the full SRS-A2 folder and go back to my work directory and paste it in here so it's quicker to get to. So you should be able to double click this now. It will launch my P3D converter. You can close that off and you'll have an MLOD version of your model now. So you can get this into Blender by going to Blender. This is a free software as well, this one. So everyone should really get it, so it's amazing. And if you want to import it, you can see it's not an option. You have to get Armor Toolbox for DayZ. Armor Toolbox. Well, not for DayZ, sorry. Armor Toolbox for Blender. And then when you're on this page, The link to this page will be in the description actually. So, or the link to this page will be in the description, so it's easier. Then you download the .zip file. That's finished. So that will be in your downloads folder. So what you want to do now in Blender, go to Edit, Preferences. On the Add-ons tab, click Install. Go to your Downloads folder, and you've got Armor Toolbox.zip. So double click it, and as you can see, it's there. So I check mark it. It's enabled. I can close this. Before I import, I like to delete everything in this box. So I just select everything, like just literally just click and drag, then press a DEL key. So you've got a clean canvas to work with. So you go File, Import, and now you have the P3D. So we saved it in our desktop work directory, and it's the MLOD version here. So I click on it. As you can see, it looks like shit. So this is another tool that we've made for you guys. So go to Edit, Preferences, Add-ons Install, and you will find Import Cleanup from my website. So the DayZ Import Cleanup, you install this, you enable it, you can close this, and when you click on, as you can see, you've got loads of different versions in here. These are the levels of detail. So the lowest number possible is the one that you want to click, not the folder name. You want to click on the mesh. And then if you click on this box here, the object box, you'll see DayZ Import Cleanup. So I click Cleanup, and it leaves us with the model, but it also breaks it down into sections. So these sections here are each image. So there's a body co, a barrel co, a muzzle co, and a handguard co. So there's that part broken down. So I'm going to save this file right now. Save as my desktop work directory, and I'll save it in here. So this is a SRS A2. Oh, A2. I click save. Now this is saved. So now we're going to install another thing, which is, let me have a look which one it's called. If I can get it for you. It is the DayZ Texture Node Group, or DayZ Texture Baker. We use the node group for now, because these two come together, the Texture Baker and the node group. But for the node group, you double click it, you'll have a folder here. So we want to make a folder somewhere on your PC that you're not going to delete. So, because it will be for Blender every time it launches it up, it loads it for you. So I'm going to go to my PC. I don't delete, I'll go to my documents actually. I've already got a Blender Assets folder in here. So I want to make a new folder. In fact, no, where's that zip folder gone? I need to open two versions of Windows here, so it's a bit easier. So File Explorer. So in this Blender Assets folder, I want to go to my zip file that I had, DayZ Texture Node Group, and just drag this in. So inside of here, you've got DayZ Texture Node Blend. So now this is set. Close that and close that. Go to Edit, Preferences, File Paths. Then you click on this plus button over here on the Asset Library. So you click plus, go to my Documents, Blender Assets, and you make sure you select that folder and click Add. Oh, sorry, you click Open it and then you click Add. There you go. So now we've got DayZ Texture Node, which is installed. So we go to our Shading tab when it loads. One moment. There we go. So I like to organize this a little bit better. So I stretch this panel out. And up here you've got folders, but instead of folders, you want to click on this icon in the top left corner, the editor type. You want to change this to Asset Browser. And you'll see all this stuff to start off with, but if you click on this little tiny arrow up here, you can click on the All button at the top and go to DayZ Texture Node. And these are the nodes that come with this pack. So let me make this large so you can see. So I've got a normal converter, because with DayZ normals, they're inverted, but only on a certain axis. So I've created a tool so you can just invert the normal, mix normal, sorry, but it also inverts them at the same time. So we've got DayZ Texture Preview, which is the one we're going to use on this gun, just so we can see the original textures on it, make sure everything's all lined up correctly. So we click New on Material, and I'm not sure which model I applied that to, the main body. So this is the Body Co PAA. So if I drag this DayZ Preview into this window and delete this one, so I click on it and press Delete, the DEL key, drag the BSDF to the surface. You don't see anything at the minute other than like a weird grey. That's a good sign. So let's go back to the work directory. Go into the SRSA2, data, and look for, what's this one called? The Bodyco PAA. Looking for Bodyco, this one. So I double click this. No, I don't want to double click this. I want to right click, open with. I don't have this actually on here, so I'll click browse files and then choose apps on your PC. And then you want to go to your DayZ folder and then go up to common. So in your Steam apps folder, go to common, go to DayZ tools, bin, image to PAA, and see this text view application. You want to open it in that. Then always. So now it will open up the actual image for you. You can view it, and then you want to go to File, Save As, and change this to .png, and then select Save Type As All Files. I'm going to go up a couple of directories. So I'm in my main work directory. So bodyco PNG, save it in there. I can close this, and in the work directory here, we have a bodyco. There we go. I can drag it straight into the Blender bottom panel down here. Open. Oh no, don't do that. I selected the wrong file. This one. So I drag this into here, and it should drag the image straight away. So as you can see, this is the co-image. So you want to drag the color of this to the co-input on here, and there you go. You have the main texture. It's working. It's got a good capture. It's got a good wrap on it and stuff like that. There's no errors. So we've got all this working fine. So let's make a new texture for these guns here. So I'm going to install my texture pack. So another download for you guys is, let me install DayZ Texture Baker actually, because that comes with this. So DayZ Texture Baker 3.0, it's got a Python file inside of this. So you want to go to your Blender window again, edit, preferences, and add-ons, install, and DayZ Texture Baker 3.0, install add-on and enable it. And then when we're ready, we can go into our render window up here, change this to cycles. That's important, by the way. It needs to be on cycles and not EVs. So cycles, and then down the bottom here, you'll see DayZ Texture Baker. So you can select your output folder, the size of the image you want to bake, and whether you want to bake the color, the NoHQ, the SMIDI, and the ambient shadow, and then you can bake them. But we've got nothing to bake at the minute. So let's remove this material off this gun again. And remove, they've all got the materials removed, I believe. Let me just double check. Yeah, they're all blank materials. And wait, that one there's actually got, remove that so I don't break the thing later on. So I'm gonna not talk about texture pack right now. We're going to talk about this DayZ texture node, which is in the node group. So let's start with the body again. New material. I'm going to call this one body. I'll just call it body. There we go. So we're going to drag this DayZ texture into here. You can see I have a much bigger image now, a much bigger panel. So again, delete this one. Drag the BSDF to the surface, like so. And then if you really want to, you can just make it a super simple color, like a metallic, like a metally color, bit of roughness. But we're gonna go more advanced. We're gonna go to, I can't remember the website, so let me Google this real quick. 3D textures free. I've already searched this. 3dtextures.me. So on this website here, you can browse PBR textures. So I'm gonna find a nice random one just to work with for now. Let's do some lava. Oh, very fancy. Let's do this one up here. Let's do this one. So once you click on here, it will say download all maps. You might have a different button. I'm sure this used to be a different button, but you click on download all maps, it'll take you to normally a Google Drive. This is very different. Then what you want is you want the displacement, which is your height map. This is I don't like this one. I don't like how this is working. This is very strange. Let's find one that actually takes you to Google Drive. So let's go abstract and get a simpler one. Let's get this. Download all the maps. There we go. It takes you to Google Drive. So you have the base color. We have all these. So I'm going to click on base color, hold shift, Go down to roughness. I'll also hold control because I want this up here. You don't have to do that. You can just select the top one, hold shift to the bottom, and then you click the download button. And then let Google compress it, and then let me download this. So there we go, that's done. So I've opened the zip file. Let's go to, do I have the assets open? Not the assets, sorry, the work directory. So what even was this texture? I forgot what it was. Abstract, I'll just call it abstract. So I'll make a new folder, abstract text. So it's abstract textures. And drag all these into that folder. So they need to come out of the zip into this folder. You can close this zip. Also, you can delete the zip in your downloads if you wanted to. I'll do that later after the video. So we've got all these images here. So let's start with the top one, which is color. So we got our base color. Drag it in. I'm going to connect that. It looks okay. So I'm going to minimize this so it's a little bit smaller. And I can get more in here. So we've got the base color one. Let's get the metallic was next, I believe. So metallic. And drag this yellow dot into the metallic one. Yeah, that's looking good. Roughness. Do we have a roughness one on here? Yeah, we do. Roughness. Again, into there. Specular, it doesn't really matter with DayZ, so I'm going to set it to 0.1 just because DayZ does it very weirdly. So we want the normal map next, which is normal here. Drag that in. So it's looking pretty cool now. It's getting a bit better. And then we've also got the height map. Oh, my apologies, I'm clicking all over the place. Height map. I should have brought the ambient occlusion one in first. So it's AO is the shadow, so bring that one in. Connect that up. The AO shadows. And the last one is height map. So it gives it an extra little bit of a bump. So drag that into there. As you can see, it adds a lot of bump. You want to be careful with this because it will look very messed up in game else. I want it about there. So you're thinking, how do I resize this now? So to resize this, let's get all these in here, all nice and tight. And then you need Node Wrangler enabled actually. So go to Edit, Preferences, and inside your Add-ons tab, let me close that a minute, search for Node, and it'll be Node Wrangler. You need to make sure you got this enabled. Then you can close that again. And once you click on here, you press Control Shift T. No, not Control Shift T. Control T. Yeah, Control T. My apologies. So you click Control T on one of these images, and then on the vector output here, you're going to connect that to all these purple dots on these textures, so they're all in sync with each other, like so. And then I'm going to press Shift A, or you can click Add up here. Search. You want to search for value. So you have a value number here, and then you connect the output of this to scale. And then when you set the scale of this now, you can see it scales the image up for you and does some funky crazy stuff. So I kind of like this texture, but I'm going to experiment with changing the color because I know I like the green. I'm going to keep it the green. So once you have this texture like this, I'm going to apply this to all the other ones as well. So I'm going to make a copy. And the next one down is called barrel. So barrel. I want to go to the barrel co.paa. Click on this drop down here next to the new. And select barrel. I want to go back to color. Make sure this is set to body. Not to body, sorry, up here. Now we've got it on the barrel, we've got it on the body. But there's another thing you can try to do as well. If you get some weird stretches and it looks very strange, change this texture coordinate from UV to object. It sometimes makes it, this is what sometimes happens with the UV, where it stretches. So we don't want this, we want it back to UV. That works perfectly. And the thing about these guns and objects from DayZ is that a normal texture has a lot of the detail in the gun. So for this example, for this body one, I'm going to get the original no HQ from this gun. So I'll go to my work directory, SRS data, and it is the barrel co no HQ. Barrel, not barrel, sorry, body no HQ. So we have this, double click it again, file, save as, and then save it as .png, and I'll save it in the main folder up here. Change this to all files and save. And close that. Now in the work directory, we should have a no HQ. I'll drag this in. Minimize this. And the color output on here, you see we've got a original no HQ layer up here. So we click this, drag that onto there. And if I turn the texture volume up, you can see a lot of the stuff on here is now the safety and the random buttons and stuff like that. You can see all the numbers that are originally on the gun model itself. So you see all the little screw holes and stuff that if I turn this down, we wouldn't have that. The texture would look kind of funny. So now we've got that. Let's carry on applying the textures to these. I'm not going to do it to all of them, just on this texture, just for an example for you guys. So let's click on the handguard. So I'm going to click on here. I'm going to click body and click on the new material and make a copy of the body one. This one is called handguard. Handguard? No, handguard. And then I'm going to remove the no HQ off this one because it's not even the right no HQ for the material. So we've got that set. We've done that one. We've got the muzzle, which is another one. So we've got 4 textures on this gun. Let's get the barrel and copy muzzle. There we go. So all the gun's covered with texture now, and we're going to bake this gun out as it is. We're not going to do no changes to it. Or should I make the barrel a different color just to spice it up a little bit? So I'm going to show you how to do that with these textures. So you want to add you press add search, and you want to get a mix node. So you mix color, and then you want to drag that in place of this. You see that yellow line? When I drag in front of it, it goes white. So you don't want it on any of these ones down here. You want it on this one. So once that's done, you can change the color of this to, let's go with a blue maybe, and also the factor of it. So on it about there. It looks rubbish, but it's just to show off that you can change the color of these things. Like these PBR textures aren't amazing. You could actually, if I go to the height map, no, not that one. I'm holding control and shift and clicking some of these. So I'm trying to find one that's got black and just them parts there, which this one, the metallic. That's perfect. So I drag the color of this and put it onto the factor. And then when I control shift click this one, you can see it just changes the color of that part. And if you want to change the color of the other part, let me just drag this up here. So this line that goes up here, you need to invert this. So what I do is I click somewhere near here, press shift and A, search, and invert color. Now drag that onto there so that white line goes in. And there we have it. It's just changed the color of them sections now. So I can really mess with the colors now. I can make it like a orange and purple. Orange and purple because it's just a weird combination. So yeah, that's it. We're happy with that. Well, I'm happy with that. I don't know if you guys are, but I'm happy with that. So I'm going to go up here now, and you see you got your scene collections. You want to click on the mesh that you want to bake out. So we're going to go first with this body co-PAA. I'm going to take the PAA off. This is what your texture will be called. So whatever this model's called, it'll have the AS, like ambient occlusions and stuff like that at the end of it. So we want to call this one, I'm just going to call it, what's this model called? SRS underscore scale. Yeah, because it kind of scales. Scale. I'll call it scale. So SRS scale. Hang on. I need to make sure I put body in. SRS. Oh god. Scale underscore body. Just so we know we're working with the body part. I'm going to do the same for these ones down here, but I'm going to call them barrels and muzzles and stuff. So I'm going to copy that. Paste that in here. Change body to barrel. And the same for the muzzle. MUZZLE. That's correct. I'm not going to write handguard out, so I'm just going to delete that. Go to the very beginning, paste, and delete body. There we go. So we've got each model's named how we're going to want the images to be named. So let's start by this one. So we click on here. We go down to on this panel here, you want to click on this one that looks like a camera, like a DSLR camera, and scroll down to our texture baker. So in this panel, we're going to select the folder. I want to make this one, this is in my work directory, I'm making a folder called baked. So in here, click accept. So it's in that folder now. I want these images to be 2K. I want to bake every single one. So I want the color, the NoHQ, the SMIDI, and the AS. So when you click bake, your computer may freeze a little bit because it's using a lot of power to create these images. So bear with it. This button will remain blue until the bake is complete. So I'll be back with you in just a second. Am I recording? Yeah, I'm recording. Sorry, my bad. So that took about, what, about 40 seconds? I think each one takes around about 10 seconds each. So once it's finished, that button will disappear and you'll end up seeing whichever last image was baked over here on this left panel. So let's just double check in the folders. So we put it in the baked folder. Yeah, every image is there. So we've got the ambient shadows, which are nice. We've got the color. We've got the no HQ. And we've got the SMDIs. So we've got them 4 images done. Let's move on to the next one. So we've got the barrel selected. We've got 2K it's set to baked. So it's going to bake out SRS scale underscore barrel, whatever, and then underscore co underscore no HQ. So again, I'll be back with you in just a second. So go back again. That has finished baking that one. And you do the same for each one of these models. And to save you guys time, I'm going to pause the video now and finish. But actually, wait, let me just double check. Yeah, it baked them all out correctly. So save you guys time, I am going to pause this and come back when I finish baking each of these sets of images out. Alright, so we're back. Every texture is baked out now, so we've got all the images that we need. So we're going to work on a config now. In fact, no, let's work on the RV mats. So go back to your work directory and go into your original gun model folder, go to your data and find the RV mat. So we've got the body. So I'm holding control when I click on the next one. Handguard, the muzzle, and what's the other one? The handguard, the muzzle, what is it? The barrel. So it's up top. Barrel.rv mat. So right click, copy. Yep. SRSA2, no, work directory, sorry. And where we baked it, I'm going to put them in here for paste. Right, so now you're going to want a good text editor. I haven't got one installed at the minute because I've recently installed Windows again. So I'm going to go to Notepad++. It's very simple and it's free. But you can get VS Code, it just takes too long to install, so I'm not going to waste your time with that one, guys. So you download this. You can do this in text, like actual Windows Notepad, but I prefer to open like a folder directory so I can do more quicker edits and stuff. So install this, just keep clicking next and next and next. I don't think anyone ever reads them instructions today. Now we've got this open. I'm going to close the changelog and see here where it says open. Actually, no, I'm going to go to File, Open Folder as Workspace, Open Containing Folder, and then Folder as Workspace. No, that was the wrong button. Ignore me. It's very different. Open Folder as Workspace. There we go. Then we find the folder. So let's go to our desktop, work directory, and baked, and select. So I've got all our RV mats in here. If you double click them, you can open them all at the same time. So to start off with, our no HQ is not in this location. We need to get the location of our no HQ. So we haven't set the location up for that right now. So I'm going to do this in my P drive because I like to work in my P drive. I'm going to copy all these just so they're on my clipboard. So right click, copy, and then go to your P drive. I've got a folder already named, well, it's named Flanker. It's the same as my mod name. I'm going to delete the test. But no, I'll keep the test in there. I'm going to make a new folder in here. New folder, SRS A2. So all my SRS A2 skins will go in here. And then I'm going to make a new folder. What do we call this one? We called it Scales, right? I can't remember what I called it now. SRS Scale. So yeah, Scale. Did I call it Scale or Scales? Scale. Oh, my bad. I take the S off of that so I don't confuse myself. I'm going to keep it lowercase as well. Scale. And then in here, make another new folder and call this one data. Or you can call it images, you can call it whatever you want. This is where we're going to keep our data for the file though. And then you can right click and paste what you copied earlier, which is the RV mats and stuff. So now we're in here in the P drive. I want to find which one was we editing first? This one. Actually, I'm so unprepared for this. So open folder as workspace again and open the new one in the P drive. Just so when we save it, it saves the actual modded one. So SRSA2, scale, data, select folder. Let me close this top one off. So in data, close all these again. And double click all your RV mats so they're open. So the first one we're going to change is a no HQ for the barrel. So in the folder, you find your barrel one. Barrel no HQ. You right click it and you copy as file path or copy as path. Then you alt tab back into there and select all of this, including the quote marks, and press Control V. Delete the P:\/ at the beginning, so it starts with just a folder. And then at the end where it says PNG, you want to change that to PAA, because when we compress it, then PNGs will be converted to PAAs. So to save time now, I'm just going to copy all of this and up before the underscore of the actual image name, Control C. Then you scroll down the list. You can see we've got an ambient shadow one. So you select all this and press Control V. So it's scale barrel as.paa, which is going to be this one. And then we do the same again for the SMDI. Paste. And that one is complete. We don't change the land file. That stays as is, unless you want to go to some crazy advanced stuff, which you can come back to my channel or subscribe, because I'm going to be covering some really cool things that you can do with this world texture. So this one's done. And save it. Now let's go to the body. So for the body, it's pretty much the same apart from the word bodies in there instead. So I'm going to select all this again, paste it, change the word barrel to body, and then make a new copy of all of this part here. So copy, Control C, and the ambient shadows. Paste that. Let's scroll in. That might be a bit easier for you guys to see on this video actually as well, because I forget I'm on a massive TV. You guys might not be. So as you can see, just before that, so it's got the underscore still as well. We've got this, the SMDI. We've got the no HQ, and we've got the ambient shadow somewhere there. Ambient shadow. So Control S to save that one. Do the same again in here. This one. So I'm gonna paste here and delete the word body. To be fair, I could just copy this part. It's a bit late to do this now, but because the way I've named it. But you just got to make sure this links to your P drive version of this file. So I'm happy with that. Paste it in here as well, like so. And this one, the SMDI. Control S. And let's go to the muzzle. Select all of this, keep the word muzzle, paste. Select all this and paste. And select all this. Oh, I want to keep the word muzzle on that one. Paste. Did I save muzzle on this one up here as well? I did indeed, so save that. So the RV mats are configured now. You can close that. Let's go back to scale. We need a config in here now. So I'm going to copy my config from, not from this one, from test. We're going to copy this config and we're going to talk through how it works. So I'm going to copy it from there and paste it in here. And then right click it, open with Notepad++, which, why is it not on there? Use an app on your PC. Sorry. Notepad++, I'm guessing it's a x64 file. It is indeed. So always open it in there. Okay, so let's go through this file. Let's set dark mode on here. Sorry, this is hurting your eyes, guys. Preferences. Dark mode. Dark mode. Perfect. Okay, so I don't change any of this stuff up here. This is the name of the tops. I don't need to change that. So this is the name of your mod. I'm going to call this one flankers. Oh, flanker. That's not my name. That's flanker. You can flanker me later. Flanker underscore SRS. A2 actually, because there's probably other different ones out there. So this one we're going to call this one SRS underscore scales. This is the name of your class that you actually have in the game when you search for it in your admin menu and stuff like that. This is fine. So I'm going to open up the original config. So back in your work directory, which is on my desktop work directory, you go into the SRSA2, you click on the config. This is the original one, and see all the required add-ons. You want to make sure you copy that, and I'm going to copy magazine and ammo as well. But I'm going to copy, yeah, these last 3 lines, I'm copying this. And then back in my config, I replace it, this required add-ons with this one. So that's fine with me. And with weapons, you need to copy these classes here. So all these ones up here need to be called, I believe, because I had errors when I didn't do it. So in here, let's delete all this stuff we got here. Well, not that all that stuff, just from the vehicles down. I'm gonna paste it here. So there's that. We got our CFG weapons is the last one we got to. So oh, why do our alt tab is here? We got the base image, base file, which is scope 0. I don't want to mess with this one. There'll be an actual version of it here. This one here. I'm gonna copy this and copy and paste. Oh, you got to press like a regular colon there and press enter. And then this, no, no, what am I doing? Let's see what they got in there. I forgot what this, do I have to indent it? I think I do. CFG weapons and then a bracket, sorry, not a colon. So we want them squiggly brackets. I'll press enter, squiggly bracket, enter, and then we got the classes. So we're going to be copying from this. So this needs to be called as a class. So let's put that in here, class, and then whichever one you're copying from, and then semicolon. And then underneath, you copy. This is the name of your actual mod, which we set up here. So SRS scales. We'll paste that in here, and we're copying from the Rev2 base, which is referenced here. This will grab it from the main file. So you need this up here at the top as well. So we're happy with that. Scope 2. I'm going to change the display name, I think it's called. Let me have a look at the config. I don't want to mess any of this stuff up. Display name, yeah. So config. So anything you put in here, you don't have to copy the whole mod, like all this stuff here. You literally just copy what you want to change about this mod. So we want to change the scope to 2 because I believe the original one was, oh no, the one we're copying from is actually scope 2, so we don't need that in there because we're saying if we're changing scope, then we do that. So I'm going to call this one flankers. Oh, SRS scale. Wait, I call it scale here as well. Funny. So I don't want the S on the end. I just want it scale. So the image references here, we need to correct this to all the color images. So I'm not sure if I still have this in here, so I don't have to go back and copy it. There we go. I do have this. So just double check. This is where that barrel coat image is for your files. I know this is right for me, so I need to copy all this again. Control C and Control V. Control V. Which one to there? And the last one. Control V. Okay, so that's done. But we've not got the hidden. We haven't got the RV map links in here, so I'm gonna go to the end of this file and press return or enter, and then we want to type hidden selections materials, and then 2 square brackets equals, and then to save my time, I'm gonna copy this. There's a lot of typing to do else. So I'll copy that entire part, paste it in here. I'm going to clean this up as well so you can see it all on one screen without scrolling side to side. So after the comma, or after the open bracket, press enter. And after the comma, you press enter again, enter, and enter. And then I close it off like this. So this looks a lot easier to read. I'm going to do the same up here as well, just so I can rest peacefully, knowing that my file looks nice. So there's that. So we need to get the links to the RV mats now. So let's get the inside the P drive, flanker, SRSA2, scale, data. So it's literally just barrel RV mat, body RV mat, and all this stuff. So we could just take all this away and take all that away and put .rv mat. Okay. So on Notepad++ as well, as like I said, it helps with the mass editing. So you hold Alt and then hold Alt and then you click and drag, and it drags multiple, like it drags like a box area that you can get rid of. So I just press delete there and it deletes all of that. And then, unfortunately, I don't know how to do it with this. Do I hold shift? No, I don't hold shift. I'm not going to mess with that. So at the end, .rv mat. The same one here. I don't need the color either. So it's just hangar.rv mat and muzzle.rv mat. So we've got our materials linked in. Well, our materials is linking to our RV mats, and our textures are linking to just the colors that we baked out. So this is all set up to work. I don't see if I'll get any error. I don't think I'll get any errors from this. It should be absolutely perfect. So Control S. This is in my P drive. Config. I think that's everything complete. All the images are here. They're not being converted yet. So when I crunch in a moment, this should take a while to crunch. What's in my test? It's just that weird code that I made, right? It's fine. So everything's in your P drive in your flanker folder. So let's set up Makiro tools to bake that out now. Not to bake it, sorry, to crunch it. You can save this project as well. So when you come back into it later, you can use other stuff. And at the end of this video, stick around. I'm going to show you my material pack as well, which is much, much easier, much more advanced for color editing and the scale and all the other stuff on there. It's really cool. So we're going to close this. We don't need Blender open right now, so I'll save that one. And let's get Makiro's PBO project. So PBO project, that's Makiro tools. You want to set up your mod output folder to be inside DayZ. You have your at mod folder in here where we put the original mods PBO. So I don't want to do that. I want to go back to just click on the at flanker or at whatever your mod is called, and that's it. Just from there and click select. And then the source folder is in your P drive, your mod sources folder. So where your mod is. So select. All that's done. I could get an error here, but we're going to try and crunch it anyway, ready? And we're missing something. That's perfect. So to get these errors up as well, you need to log and screen at the side here. So we're missing this after that. We're in line 51. So line 51 of our config. Ah, okay. So I didn't close off the original thing up here. So this needs to be closed off here. So now if I try and do a squiggly line again, it'll be red because there's nothing to close off. So it's always good practice to, at the end of your file, just close everything off until you get a red one. So save that, close that. This is actually crashed on me right now. So I'm going to close all windows, PBO project again. Still remembers all my old settings, so I can click crunch. And it's crunching it all. Oh, I got an error. Let's go to view output. Oh wait, I don't need to view the output, it's here. So this is warning, missing files. Data body.rv mat. So flank SRS scale data body. Oh, I spelled RV mat wrong. So back in here, the config, I'll put rvamped instead of RV mat. See, this is the great thing about Makiro's tools, because if you're trying to crunch this in DayZ's original one, it would not have worked. So save it. I've already saved it. Like, when you crunch in DayZ's crunching tool, it literally just says it errored. It won't give you the detail of the error. So let's try this again. I think crash this time, so I can click crunch. There goes success. Did it crunch my PNGs? Let me just double check. Not temp. DayZ flanker. SRSA2 scale data. Yes, it did. It created PAs for all my things. So that's successful. I should now be able to launch my test server. Which to set up your test server, DayZ. I'll find it for you guys and put a link in the description. Community offline mode. So it's on GitHub, DayZ community offline mode. Go to the latest releases and download it. And there's also, it tells you how to use it here, like the installation, all this stuff. And you should get a bat file, which I've already got. So I've got the bat file. I'll show you what's in mine. Edit with Notepad++. So at the end of this, you should have this here, mod. So my mod is that folder inside, like it searches for this folder inside of my DayZ directory, which is where my PBO should now be. Let's double check. DayZ, flanker, add-ons. Yes, my flanker PBO is there. So let's close that. Close this now, and let's try the test server, and hopefully the damn thing doesn't give me any errors, and we've got a nice looking gun. So I'll double click this, and it'll launch. So if you're still here at this part of the video as well, by the way, please hit the like button and leave a comment. And join the Discord. There's quite a lot of people in there as well that use this tool, so you're not alone. If you get stuck, you can ask for help from anyone. I'll help most of the time because I don't have much of a life, to be fair with you, so I like to help people. But yeah, join the Discord and join the community. Let's get this modding stuff looking so much better, because if you're originally a modder from DayZ, you probably edit your photos in Photoshop, and then you got to try and guess where parts of the gun are. It's stupid. So in your DayZ offline mode, you press Y. It brings up this menu here. You press OBJ, or OB, sorry. I call it OBJ because it's like an object. You search for that class name that you made. So mine was SRS. No, it wasn't SRS, it was scale. And I don't find it in the list. What did I do wrong? Did I call it scale? I can't actually remember now. Let me open the folder back up, because this is strange. This shouldn't be happening. DayZ blanker. Do I need to define it in here? Required add-ons. I might need to put it in there. I'm not entirely sure. I've never messed with that one. So it was this config here, which is in flanker SRSA2 config. So the class is flanker SRSA. No, the class is this one, SRS scale. It should be found in SRS scale, but it's not for some strange. Maybe I do need to put scope 2 in there. Scope equals 2. I believe that's what it was set to on here, right? I'll just double check. Scope 2, semicolon. So I'll save that again. Minimize. Close my DayZ. And let it crash my computer real quick while it closes it. It's like a memory dump or some stupid shit. Close that. Close this. And PBO projects. It should automatically remember all my old stuff. Yep, so I'll click crunch. And it's done. You'll also have weird sounds as well, but again, this isn't my tool, but I'll show you real quick how to do that. So go to setup, completion sounds. I've got my own files for different sounds. So when it's successful as that, and this is a fail. It's like a little buzzer sound. But anyway, we're not here to talk about this tool. We're here to get some skins into the game. So that's crunched. It should automatically have replaced it inside of my mod folder, so I can just double click this. Let's try this again. Sorry about the awkward silence, by the way. You can probably skip forward a little bit. But yeah, also there's a showcase panel on my Discord. Can I show you this right now? Let me pause my video, make sure I've got nothing discriminating on my screen. So 2 secs. So yeah, I don't mean discriminating, by the way. I just realised what I said is incriminating. So let me show you my Discord. Look, show you some stuff that people have been making. So these are some of the skins that this guy's been making. Michael, he makes some cool skins. Look, got his own name on it. But oh, I don't mean to close that. I meant to click off it so I can show you the other ones. This guy's been making some crazy stuff. So as you can see, when you're in Blender, your possibilities are endless. What you can do is got some like leaves and stuff on there. I'm sure we made one earlier with skulls. It's pretty cool. But yeah, let's minimize that. Let's go back to DayZ because I believe it's loaded. Yes, it has. Oh, giving motion sickness in. Object, and let's try scale again. There it is, and it's worked. So I'll spawn it in. You type 1000 in here, else it'll spawn damage. Click on ground, and it should be at my feet. There we go. So click on that. You can see there's the gun look. Straight from Blender into DayZ, and it's rather simple. Let me put it in my hand. You can see it's got all the original normal textures in there as well for you guys. Got the normal texture of the actual thing as well. But the possibilities are endless with this thing. So yeah, all the links to this will be in the description. Let me show you no, I'm not going to show you the coat actually, it's a very weird coat, that's why I put it weird coat. I'm going to show you how to put a logo on this gun real quick. I'm going to make this video just a little bit longer, I'm sorry guys. You don't have to watch this next bit, but this is how to put your logo on your gun. It's quite a pretty cool tool to be fair. So, close this, I don't need this, I need Blender back open again. And this is where the texture pack comes in. I was going to tell you about the texture pack, so I'll open the one from my work directory actually, so I don't have to reload it in. So that's opened. And as for the texture pack, it's in my downloads, I'll show you. You can get this from my website as well. Like I said, all these tools here are from my website. So, DayZ texture pack. So it's got a README as well, it tells you how to install it. I'm going to show you how to install it. So this file here, DayZ texture pack, you want to drag that into the, by the way, if you right click on folder in the folder down here, you can click File Explorer, it opens another window. I've only just realised this actually, in Windows 11 I can just click there. So I just seen it there when it popped up. Where was I going with this? So yeah, your Blender assets. Mine are in my documents, I believe. Yeah, Blender assets. So where you put this one, you want to copy this folder there as well. So copy, paste, and you don't have to have it with the underscores. I don't know why I did it myself with the underscores. To be fair, this might be updated when you download it. So DayZ texture pack. It's cleaner, and then you can close this folder now. In Blender, you go to Edit, Preferences, File Paths, and click plus and find that new one. So in Documents, Blender Assets, Texture Pack, and then Add Asset Library. You have to click it twice because it goes into the folder first. So that's done. And then from this drop down on your in the asset browser, you got DayZ Texture Pack. So this is a texture pack that's currently on the website. This does get updated with new textures every time I think of one. But we're going to be working with this one at the minute, the custom logo texture. So let's drag this onto, which part of the gun do we want to bake? We want to bake, I'm going to put my logo on this part of the body here. Or, yeah, I'm going to put it on this part. So drag this onto there. And it'll come up black. That's fine, that's normal. This is where we've got to load the original texture. So it comes with instructions inside the node panel. So we'll follow the instructions together. So import your object textures inside the green panel. So on here, the color, we've got to find our color, which was in baked. And we're working with, which one are we working with here? The body. We're looking for body CO. This one. The starter's got that on there. You want to scroll down and find the no HQ. You open this. Baked body no HQ. And then scroll down, open the original SMDI. So baked body SMDI. So there's that applied to the gun. Now the fun part is painting onto the gun. So we've done step one. Let's do this together. Select the image below, image node, sorry, below in the blue panel. The paint on this. So you click on this. There's, like if I not collect, like whatever you select on, it's got a white outline around it. So if I click on here, you want the white outline around this. And then you want to go up to your shading pad. not shading, sorry, your texture paint. So up on here on texture paint, you can zoom in. If you don't see your gun fully, you press Z and go to material preview. So you have the full gun here. So we want to paint on this. Like you can, if you wanted to go in like paint it in super like mouse clicky style, but we're not going to do that today. We're going to paint the logo on. So once you're on this panel, I'm pressing Control Z to undo that, by the way. You want to zoom out so I can see what I'm doing here. On this panel on the side here, you want to go to the very bottom where it says texture and click new. Open and then find your logo. My logo is in software, Flanker Brandon, yeah. Image, and then my Flanker logo. So I've got the logo in here. I'm going to click on the settings, tools, sorry, it's like a spanner and a screwdriver up here. Scroll down on this side here until you see the texture drop down. You click on that, not drop down, sorry, the expansion. You expand it. And then where it says map in here, change this to stencil. Now when you bring your mouse over here, you can see that you've got this in the bottom right corner. You right click it, you can drag it. If you hold shift and right click, you can scale it down or up. This is holding shift and holding right click and moving my mouse around, by the way. And then control right click, it moves the rotation of it. And I want it about there. So now just double check this is set to white, this first one up here. So you can click on HSV, which is hue, saturation value, and saturation is set to 0 and the value is set to 1. So this is pure white now. So click off of that, and then back in here, you just paint over this like you're painting it on, basically, like so. So there's that bit done. Now if you use your mouse wheel, you can scroll out and look around, and that's painted on there now. I'm gonna do the same on this side as well, just so it's a bit more uniform. You know what I mean? So we paint that on there. I should have picked a better picture color for the gun, I mean, should I? So there's that. I'm going to put a little bit up here as well. I'll put it on some way you can see it when the game loads. I'll put it, you can't see that part of the gun, can you? Also, if you want to get a straight on side view, you click here. And for my own sanity, I'm not going to click any of them actually, because that's going to send me insane. I'm going to make this quite small. Just paint quite a few of them across this side panel here. So I'll paint that on there. Right click, drag it across. Paint another one, so to make sure I can see it in the game. Paint another one. And paint another one over here. That's enough flanker logos for now. So once we're happy with that, you go back to your shading tab, and then I suppose to do all this with you, but paint your logo onto the object, make adjustments to your overlay on the orange material. So down here, there's orange one. If you zoom in, you can see it's sort of reflective, but it's not amazing. So we're gonna mess around with the roughness and stuff like that. So if you click and drag, you should be able to change the scale, like the roughness and stuff of this. So the bump as well. If you want it completely flat, you can have it flat, or you can scale it up as like a little bit of a bump so it stands out from the actual texture. So I'm happy with this. I don't want it so rough though. I want it just like a slightly metallic metal kind of looking thing. So there's that. And just shits and giggles, I'm going to show you. I'm just going to write my name on it as well. Why not? I'm going to zoom in really close, like so. Oh, I'm on the wrong panel. So go back to texture paint. Zoom as close as you can, and doodle your name like a little child. So I'm not painting. I didn't click on the texture, did I? So shading. I did click on it. Oh, I know why. So if you want to change the thing, you need to close this stencil off, and then you can paint on it again. So let me try and get my bearings of where I am on the gun. There we go. So P H L. Actually, I don't want it to be silver. What's the color of the front of the gun again? It was purple, I believe, right? Yeah, purple. So I'm going to make this a purple. What kind of purple do I want? That kind of purple I'll do. So P H L. I don't know how to spell my name here. Plan. Oh, I'm on out of space. There you go, flanker. So I'm happy with that. Let's go back to your shading tab. We painted on there. I like the way it looks. I hope you guys like the way it looks. We can go really detailed on this. So we're happy with that. We select the model. We simply bake it again. So for this, I'm going to change the name of this real quick to... Oh, I'm not going to change the name actually. I'm going to keep it as is. So then I'm going to bake... I don't need the ambient shadow. I just want the SMIDI, the no HQ, and the color. So bake. Let us do its thing. I'll keep this one actually recording for you guys just so you can see like roughly how long this actually takes. So it could take a long time depending on your CPU, but mine's fairly fast for this. But in the code I've actually limited these renders to a 10-second limit on each. Because if you set it to like 128 samples, that means it renders 128 versions of the image to try and get the best quality version of it. So like it renders like a really low resolution one, then the next one, then it merges them, and then the next one that merges them. So it try and gets like a really fine detail picture. So I'm happy with this. It has baked them, but at the same time my blender might have broke because I overwrit the original file that's in here. So I think my computer's kind of taking a poop right now. I'll just double check it's actually baked it. So pictures, no. Where did I render it there? Work directory. Baked. So yeah, the color's got it. I'll just go through them all real quick. So this has got that on there. See, is that the right one? I didn't bake the ambient shadow, right? Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, we're good. We've got all three images here. So the ones that you just changed, I'm going to copy them and replace them inside of my P drive, flanker, SRS scale data. So replace them in there. And for the PAAs that I've just replaced, I'm going to delete the PAA version so it compresses it again when I crunch this. So save changes to this and close that. And we're going to PVO project, so Windows search PVO. I'm going to do myself a flavor. Ah, I'm not going to save it to my... Oh, that's fine. So I'm going to crunch. Should not give me any errors. Should be okay. There's a success. I'm going to close this and run the test server again. I'm sorry about the length of the video, by the way, guys. I tried to show you the failures as well, so I'm one of them. I'm not gonna just show you a 10-second video and not cover anything. I try to cover everything that I do. So if you take your time to actually watch and learn, you'll be good at this. But if you don't want to watch and learn, again, just join the Discord and ask what the parts you're stuck on. We will help you. So these little screens here just make me nervous because I never know what to say. I only talk about what's on the screen. Right now it's just a loading screen. Thank God for that, it's ended. So I press Y again, object, SRS, scale. It's looking good. So 1,000 of it. I'll put it in my inventory this time. It'll be on my shoulder. So let's have a look. There we go. We've got a flanker on there. We've got the flanker on here. See, that's like reflective and sort of shiny. I don't want it too shiny. Got logos on there too. But that is how you do it, guys. I hope to see some crazy stuff in the Discord showcase. And all the links that you need will be in the description below, or the majority of them will just be on flanker.com, and you can just browse through the website and you can find them all on there. So, if you enjoyed this video, guys, please hit the, I don't know how to do the thumbs up on here, miscellaneous. Nope, I don't have a clue. But yeah, hit the like button on the video, and if your friends are trying to learn texturing or got a server and you're trying to show your staff how to texture, feel free to share in this video. And if you want to make videos on my tools as well, absolutely feel free. that's it for me, guys. How long has this video been? It's been an hour and 4 minutes. I'm so sorry, guys. But thank you for sticking around. I shall see you in my Discord or in the next video. Happy modding.